We're going to begin tonight, though, with a controversial bill which is moving forward right now in the legislative session in Des Moines. This bill would remove gender identity from the state's Civil Rights Act. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us here tonight. I'm Ron Steele. Elizabeth will be back with us here tonight at 10 o'clock. KWW reporter Emily Moss joins us live right now in the studio. And Emily, you had a chance to listen to this very heated debate today in Des Moines. Tell us more.
Ron, House Study Bill 242 removes gender identity as a protected class from the state's Civil Rights Act. Today, those for the bill said it would protect the rights of female Iowans, while those against say if this bill is passed, it could open the door for discrimination against transgender Iowans. Today, the bill was debated in a Judiciary Subcommittee and Standing Committee. Passed the Standing Committee this afternoon in a 13-8 vote. This morning, the subcommittee listened to public comment from both sides for over a half hour, voicing their opinions on the effects of this bill.
This bill does not protect anyone. It doesn't solve any real problems. It only legalizes harm. It tells an entire group of Iowans, our neighbors, students, coworkers, and family members, that they're not worthy of the same rights and protections as everyone else.
The bill provides clarity of law, ensuring that sex-based protections cannot be overridden by fluid or subjective definitions of gender. Women's rights cannot exist if the very definition of woman is eroded.
Then a few hours later in the Standing Committee, lawmakers debated about the importance of the legislation. Democrats stating removing gender identity from the Civil Rights Act would create a hostile and dangerous environment for transgender Iowans, while Republicans arguing that the time to act is now.
People can't afford health care. Our education system, which was once number one, is no longer there. And we're sitting here talking about deciding whether certain Iowans deserve to have the right to even apply to an apartment building in my town. We're talking about treating certain people as subhuman.
This attitude, this set of attitudes and ways of behaving that support the belief that biological males should be allowed to compete against biological females in sports in spite of physiological advantages, and that men should be allowed to invade the bathrooms and private spaces of biological females, thereby erasing their rights and opportunities. That's the discrimination.
Now that the bill has passed through full committee, it can be debated on the House floor. The bill would also require all birth certificates in the state to designate a person's sex at birth, regardless if they were to undergo a sex change operation or if they identify as otherwise. If this bill is passed, Iowa will become the first state to remove a protected class from their Civil Rights Act. Ron?
All right, Emily, thanks for the update tonight. Yes, and the Iowa City Council and Mayor, one of the organizations coming out, of course, in opposition of the bill in Iowa City, Mayor Bruce Teague said, in part, quote, this bill not only harms those who rely on gender identity protections today, but he went on to say it represents a larger step toward the elimination of rights and security for all. That from the Iowa City Mayor Bruce Teague.